Hi, this is Tony. Why shelter dogs make good pets? Getting a dog is one of the best decisions that you can make. You can choose to look for one through a private seller, through an animal store, or you can try to find one through the classified ads on social media sites. But the best way to find a wonderful furry friend is through a shelter. These dogs make good pets. There are many reasons why, but the most important one is that you're saving a pet from a life of fear, sorrow, and possible death. Shelter dogs are healthier. You might assume that if you buy your dog from a breeder or pet store, the dog is healthier and will be a better pet than if you get it at a shelter. But that's not true. When you get a puppy or adult dog from a store or through a private seller, you don't have any idea about the condition of the dog at the time you buy it. Many pet stores get their animals from breeders in conditions that aren't healthy for the animal. Illnesses and diseases are often covered up in order to make the sale. You have to go on the word of a person who wants to sell the animal to make money. Some of these health issues may not show up until you've bonded with the pet or until it's too late to get your money back. When money is placed at a greater importance than finding a loving home for the dog, you could be buying an animal that simply won't integrate well into your life, or one that has a serious health problem. Some people assume that when a dog is adopted from a shelter, it's a walking advertisement for health issues. They fear getting a pet that's sick, one that has some kind of expensive issue to deal with, or has behavioral problems. But a shelter is not a revolving door operation. When a dog is first handed over to an animal shelter, it's not immediately released for adoption. Instead, the dog has to remain there while a whole gamut of tests are run. It's not put up for adoption until these tests are completed. Known medical issues are addressed first. Sometimes when dogs are handed over to the shelter, it's clear they need medical attention. They might be dealing with something like mange, or, in the case of abandoned dogs found on the streets, the animal might have matted fur. It might also have fleas or skin conditions. The shelter has trained staff, including veterinarians, who will check for heartworms, intestinal parasites, malnourishment, skin disorders, or other issues. It also studies the dog's behavior. If a dog has any problems with its teeth, the shelter will make sure that the dog gets those problems addressed and healed. While the dog is at the shelter, he'll be vaccinated. Some shelters will go ahead and microchip a pet. The dog will also get spayed or neutered while it's at the shelter. Any major issues that can be corrected, like suturing up wounds or setting broken bones, are also fixed. The cost of these fees is not all transferred to the person adopting the pet. If you had to pay for everything the shelter does yourself, it could easily cost over $1,000. The dog will also be groomed while it's at the shelter. When you get a dog from a source, such as a breeder or pet store, you may not get all the information that you need about the pet in order to be able to provide him with the best care. Sometimes health conditions are deliberately hidden. But a shelter dog comes to you with his health history. You'll know what the breed of dog is and whether or not it's a purebred or a mixed breed. The shelter won't try and hide it if the dog does have any health problems that were noted in the animal's chart when he was first checked in. You'll be told of any issues that will be ongoing for the pet. So you'll know from the start what you're getting into. Another perk about adopting a shelter dog is that many of them are already housebroken. So you won't have to go through the stages of teaching your dog how to go to the bathroom outside. Even if the dog isn't yet house trained, you'll know that ahead of time. Shelter dogs may or may not be purebreds. You might think that getting a purebred dog is the best way to choose a pet. You might also believe that you can't find any of those types of dogs at an animal shelter. But shelters get all kinds of dogs, not just mixed breeds. If you've been avoiding choosing a shelter dog because you want a purebred, there are a few things you might want to consider. First, you won't know what kind of dog is available until you actually make a trip to the shelter and see. There may be some dogs listed on their intake page on the shelter's website, but this listing is not always updated right away. The shelter makes sure the dog is adoptable before it goes on the listing. Secondly, even if you have your heart set on a purebred, it'll still be worth you going to the shelter anyway. You might find a mixed breed that steals your heart, even if his bloodline isn't 100% pure. Finally, purebred dogs often come with a variety of health issues. Many of these health issues are common among that dog's lineage and characteristics. For example, Cocker Spaniels are known to have recurring ear infections. It's just something that's common with purebreds. Dachshunds are known to have spinal problems. Boxers are known for arthritis and seizures. Mixed breed dogs often avoid the health problems that are common with purebred dogs. They come with traits that are a mixture of good from both of the breeds they're mixed with. They can be just as lovable and just as teachable as a purebred dog is. When you adopt one of these dogs from a shelter, the adoption fee is often less than what you'd pay for a dog of certifiable lineage. Shelter dogs are more loyal. There's a difference found in the loyalty level of a dog that you rescue from an animal shelter. These pets tend to have a greater amount of loyalty to their humans. Many of the dogs have not been abused, yet they feel the sting of having been given up. So when they get adopted and once they go through the period of bonding with their human, they offer the kind of loyalty that can't be shaken. These shelter dogs have a tendency to look out for their human and to keep watch to make sure they're safe. Part of that is because when you adopt a shelter dog, your love, concern, and providing of a good home melts away the shyness and guarded heart he may have. When he discovers that you are his forever human, he's going to love you fiercely. So as you can see, getting a dog from the shelter can turn out to be a very rewarding experience for you and the dog in question. You'll get a loving companion who's thrilled to be in a new family, and if you have children, they're always excited at the prospect of having a new pet. Now, what I would like for you to do is to visit this website. I will leave a link to it in the description below the video. There you can get a free mini course with tips and nutritional information specific to your breed of dog. When you get there, enter your name, your dog's name and breed, and your email address. They will begin sending that mini course straight to your inbox. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. And visit us at theirgreatdogsaren'tthey.com. This has been Tony. Thanks for listening.